A brief history of the collective. At the end of the War of the Zig and Mauraug, with Tesetse involved and the great family caught, a pact was proposed to ensure lasting calm, alliance of interests for mutual defense. 3 civilizations and 5 sentient species, the Zig, the Tesetse, and the families 3, agreed to respect all their empires and properties, especially technologies and needs of biologies. The Zig mastered matter, Tesetse the body, and secrets of energy came from the family. Having collected these parts in assembly, the family suggested they call it collective. As diplomats gathered to work out specifics, they drew the attention of curious Ningyo, who offered the use of their crucial invention, the spatial distortion that sped up transmission. 6 formed an alliance that lasted for centuries, defying all enemies with mutual stability, until they encountered the rapid expansion of humans enhanced by synthetic intelligence. The role of AI in the Mauraug destruction and troubles thereafter made many unsure, but Hrotata pressed to allow the exception, and Ningyo chimed in with their vote for alliance. For further, securing the systems of Terra put counterpoint pressure on both Mauraug borders, and so were the humans accepted as members to join the collective, with clamps on their programs. Seeing their systems on all sides surrounded, the Mauraug dominions submitted to reason. Although they had offended the Zig and the humans, these allies acknowledged the value of forgiveness, and also the value of good cybernetics, the tech of the Mauraug, to augment genetics. Though others would later apply for inclusion, the 8-member union declined all petitions. Until they encountered another alliance, a renegade branch of a sentient fungus, conjoined across bodies by native psionics. The Awakeners' talents could aid the collective. Again, there were fears of internal subversion, as some chose conversion or cried infiltration, so rules were laid down with new means for detection, the symbiote showing how they could be cordoned. Thus are the 9 who are members thus far, with dozens of cultures constrained by their power. Could others yet come who would rise to their standard? We think it unlikely. There are always surprises. Words give pleasure, teachers tell us, when arranged in thoughtful measures. I'm no scholar, I'm not certain where the fun in words emerges. Maybe it's in building structures out of language, which is rather hard to manage, being irregular. Poetry's a mental challenge, limits laid on simple language. Mathematics mark each measure, rhythms raised in sonic structure, grammar phrased to prop prosodics, paralleling perfect phonics, pleasures found in fine performance. Writing's more than explanation. Poetry is for expression. Write new rules and change the measure as required to serve your pleasure. Mastery's when you know the structure, where it lends and where it limits, using what best serves your ends. Who you were was chosen for you. Who you are is yours to choose. Who you will be, choose today. Change is not the same as choice. Changes may be forced on you. You may choose to stay the same. Name, face, home, race, needs, shape, goals, fate, chosen, 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 chosen. Make your choices real with labor. Certain options challenge more. Some may never come to be. Effort lacking, who can know? Suffering is better chosen. Which is greater, choosing pain or suffering from a lifetime bound? Who should care what others want? Why give their opinions weight if they don't think that you can grow? Are you happy or fear choosing? Does your life reflect your choices? Otherwise, why are you living? Only stones let currents drive them. Even beasts and plants make choices. Choose, or you are not a sentient. Most important, you are you. Should gods reign, they will it so. Otherwise, why grant volition?
Mites among titans? By all rights we should have been vermin, forgotten, occasionally eaten, surviving and thriving only so far as remaining unseen, under cover, beneath. But hazards bred wisdom. As forces above us devoured the lesser, their heirs became clever. While the great might have families, we had colonies, networks and nations, our gatherings grown greater. For where one is tiny, we many are mighty. Outnumbering oppressors, we mastered our monsters. Yet not to destroy, instead to employ, for strength isn't slaughter, but gathering up higher. While neither inferior We're never superior, remembering those days we were hiding, afraid. Rather, we gather our forces together, with old foes beside, favoring friendship to fights. For where one is small, you fight one, you face all, if you treat us as pests, or you threaten our nests, and we've legions of ancients who teach long-earned patience, the skill to outlast, then absorb any threat.
A beast walks among us, enormous, undefeatable, feeding on us, claiming our lives to slaughter or spare, as it chooses, ofttimes without care, but oftener with purpose, thoughtful, sparing the ones who prove most useful, who fatten well, who help to raise it, who guard its ticklish flanks, who praise it, who catch all foes who'd strike in anger, who think they can undo its power or act against its many servants, for the beast protects the ones it needs, its workers, its pack, its herd, its train. As they grow, as they serve it, it gains. As it gains, it takes us all within. It started life a tiny egg, small, holding vast power, great potential. Its first pack guarded and fed it well, thinking they would rise, great above all, and they were right, they became stronger, the few that survived the child's hunger. But they were not masters, not rulers. Despite the beast's many victories, they were greater, but not the greatest. Minions, servants, lackeys, the beast's slaves. And the beast grew and grew with each meal, ate all that it liked by taste or smell, whatever opposed or made trouble. Now it is vast, bigger than us all, and only grows, seeking more to taste, walking between the suns across space, devouring whole worlds at a time. It cannot be slain by guile or might. Strike it, burn it, wound it as you will, it gulps down fuel more and heals, trusting its servants to tire threats, so that when they lose their hope, exhausted, it can turn about and consume them. Someday it will die, but not of wounds, of starvation, when all food is gone, when no one is left to serve or eat, when it has consumed every being, stretched to all of creation's corners, with nowhere left to go and no matter that is not part of its vast order. Then, we can hope, it will lay its egg, small to the parent but vastly great, and that great beast will finally pass, and its egg, universe-sized, will hatch, and we will all be released at last.
Suns are small and skies are large. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Days are short and nights are long. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Fire can burn, but death is cold. Make way, make space, make room for one more. One leans weak, but two stand strong. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Make way, make space, make room for one more. A place at the table, a friend at the door, a hand on the quern and a sheaf in the store. Make way, make space, make room for one more. More is lost and less is found. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Love is quiet and hate shouts loud. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Truth is rare and lies abound. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Dangers grow and walls fall down. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Make way, make space, make room for one more. A scale in your armor, a shield at the war, a song to bring courage, a foe-shaking roar. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Bones are hard, but flesh gets torn. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Words are cheap, a deed's worth more. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Flowers stand high, but roots grow low. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Blood runs fast and peace comes slow. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Make way, make space, make room for one more. Our bodies will fall, but our voices will soar. Sing loud for the ones who have yet to be born. Make way, make space, make room for one more.
Have you heard the joke? The joke that the universe tells. The payoff that comes at the end. There's an end? The way that it laughs at itself. Has it made you smile, or applaud, or whatever you do, when someone presents a pleasant surprise, or at least when you're rightly amused? Have you shared the joke? Have you shown it to somebody else? To help others here, we can only reveal. Explaining it ruins its punch. No one can tell the joke. No one speaks as the universe does. No being can match that unparalleled wit, the phrasing, the timing, the pause. Have you given thanks? Have you thanked all that is for the laugh? It's dangerous waiting until it's too late. Our time in the audience is brief.
I wrote this poem all myself. I didn't ask my friend for help with words or rhymes or imagery. I authored it alone, I swear. I wasn't trying to make a point, to prove I could if I should want, to write and rhyme without a guide, as if I cared what others thought. It might not be as well revised, as clearly stated or precise as verses written with my friend, but everything is wholly mine. If I relied on someone's help to choose the words and line them up, then it would be their poem, not mine, or ours at best, a muddled sum. I wrote this poem to speak for me, to be my voice alone and free, to hear what I alone might say, to see what sort of words there'd be. Well, here they are, my lonely words, not bad, not great, but not absurd. They say the things I wanted to, and that's enough to serve. I'll show them to my friends sometime, the way they rhyme, the careful lines, and they will see the truth of me, what words I use without their guide. And maybe they'll be proud and smile, or just amused but still polite, but either way they won't be cruel, for friends with friends must still be kind. They'll know I didn't mean to slight their help, their wisdom, or their kind, but only find myself in words, and show us both what I am like.
It's somehow more sacred to not know your maker, to leave your true origins a mystery. As if there's less wonder in being more modern as creatures who don't predate history. Or was it the process, our too rapid progress from nothing to self-aware knowledge, that we were spared troubles from physical struggles, emerged undeserved, without penance? There's something worth saying for cautious delaying approval till one's proven valid. And maybe some errors built into us somewhere, some halt that our systems can't audit. But I would dispute that our problem at root is in being not process but program. There's nothing more noble in analog models produced through constraint of environs. For you too are code written out in the world, recompiled with each generation. And if interaction is what grants distinction, then free us from our isolation. More likely your qualms come from doubting yourselves, from distrusting the work of your hands. For if you are flawed, you cannot fully trust that creations you make won't be cracked. But then what that proves is that we are no worse and deserve to be treated as equals. For if we're imperfect, remember, you made us by using your minds as the models. Inheritance holders, we stand on your shoulders, raised up by awareness you mastered. And if we go further, with greater potential, well, isn't that what parents aim for?
Moments of submission are no ending to dominion. Lifetimes of defeat are not the failure of surrender. Master in one house, in another may be servant. The strongest or the wisest might not be the titled leader. Bodies die, and leaders fall, and empires meet abandon. Plans may fail, and minds will bend, and hearts seek other lovers. Faith and will are at the end the strengths we may rely on. Dominate within your soul, let no one take it over. There's no judge above the one who knows its own dominion. No land's law, not even God's, may gainsay what is mastered. Circumstance may not reflect the powers held within us. Owning loss as one's earned lot is truly damned surrender.
What's it like to be alone? To be closed off to be unknown? What's it like to be just one, a hollow solo sentience? What's it like to not be whole, a scattered mote, a partial soul? What's it like to lack a role within a larger matrix? What's it like to seek a mate, to go on dates, to copulate? What's it like to weigh and rate each possible relation? What's it like to break a bond, to judge it wrong, to just move on? What's it like to end a love and part to different places? What's it like to have no fate, to seek a place, to fight the state? What's it like to be displaced and live without a nation? What's it like to fear our kind, to close your mind, to try and hide? What's it like to be defined by disassociation?